Hey folks, okay, let's look at part 4 of the entertainer here. What we're going to get through is the verse where the banjo kind of comes in. I'm going to show you how to simulate that with your right hand while we keep that sort of nice drone pace going on in the left hand. And then we're going to get to the setup for the next verse, which is where the piano goes a little bit crazy. So it's going to look like this. Okay, so that's what we're going to be learning. So let me walk you through what's going on here. In the left hand, we have kind of a nice stable thing going on G's. Here in the key of G, where we've been living in this song, of course. Just have kind of, and I'm doing it in octaves, so it's low G, high G. Bum, 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 bum. You're going to keep that rhythm almost consistently through the whole thing, but we have to adjust a little bit for a couple of places where it walks down. So watch this. We're on G's, then E, D, C. Okay, and I actually want to go up to these E's. When you get on that C, we're right back to the bum, bum, bum. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and da. Then you're on to C, B, B, C, D. So catch how the B went 1, 2, 3, 4, then D, 2, down. Then back to G. C, D, A, C, D, and then we're back down to G, and instead of that rhythm we just go 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll pick that back up again on 1 when we get to the next section. So let me do the left hand one more time. I'm going to slow it down a tad so that you can really get a sense of what's going on. Oops. How about G this time? So G, okay? That's what's happening in the left hand. The right hand is where we've got our nice little, what Billy calls banjo fingers happening. So what we're going to do, we've already kind of come into it. I think we were up here. So now we should be ready to just play this G chord. Okay, so what we want to do is G, D, and G, okay? Just kind of the power chord. We're going to leave the B out of it. So we go bum. So there's G and D, and then we follow it with G, B. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So see how we go 1 and 2, 3 and da. That's the end of the line. Ba da 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 da. So really slow. When we go through that 4 counts twice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If it's too difficult for you to do G and D together, you can just play up here and leave the D out of it for a while you get your hand used to that. But it's more effective when you can play that perfect fourth there. So. And then the pattern changes a little bit when we get to this. Okay, so now we go to a C chord. Okay, and that's, we're going to be on these notes, G, C, E, and G. And that's what we're going to do, is go 1 and 2 and. So we take E and G, and then toggle to the G below on your thumb, and then play C with your index finger, and back to the thumb. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3. And on that and, we play a D chord, A, D, and F sharp, because in the left hand we're going. Okay, now when we get to that C, we're right back to that pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this time it's E and G and C and, or G and C. So same thing we were doing on the G chord, it's just now we're applying it to the C chord. So let me show you what we're doing up to that point. Watch both hands here. Okay. And of course we'll go over this several times later, but I just wanted to give you some idea where we're at. So now we're on to a G chord over the B bass, so we're right back to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we've gone. Now we have this special thing, 1, 2, and. Okay, so see how the rhythm changes, so we go back to 1 and 2 and. So we're either going dot-and, do, dot-and, or we're going da-do, 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 rhythmically with the right hand, depending on what's going on with the left hand. So it's D and G, G, B, G with the right hand. And then the C chord, which as we applied it earlier, is top 2 fingers on E and G, toggle to the thumb on G, index to C and back. So, and then on the D chord, okay, when we get to the D chord, we're right back to, and we're going to play F sharp and A, and then D. Okay, so we just have these short interludes where we change the rhythm up ever so slightly because of the way the bass is walking. So what we've done so far is back to a G, and do this little maneuver again. Okay, so that's just a repeat of what we already did. We go back to the G, C over E, and then C over C. And now, to finish out the line, we're on a C chord, which is, as we've learned, is E and G up here with your top two fingers, thumb on lower G, and toggling back and forth with C with your index. And on the D chord, of course, it's F sharp and A up here high, A and D with your thumb and your index. Then it goes to an A minor chord, which is going to be A up top, E with your middle finger, and then your thumb on lower A and your index on C. Then to a C chord, and then to a D chord again, and then it's to a G, and I'll show you that, but let's just get that far. I want you to see that in context. Okay, so we've started the line at the beginning. In this case, I, by instinct, went to an A minor chord, an A minor 7th chord, which is basically a C chord over an A bass. So you can do this, or you can just play a C chord here over the A bass. I do that a lot. What I want you to understand here, and I'm going to try to keep it consistent, but this is one of the difficulties in teaching these things, is that it's not wrong to use an A minor 7th. It's not wrong to use just a straight A minor. It's not wrong to use a D suspension chord. Okay? So I'm trying to teach you what the chords are, but there's a lot of different variations, and what you'll find is, when you really dig into this stuff deep, is that they're not always 100% consistent from verse to verse on these sorts of things. So it's fine to do it either way. So if you happen to see me play an alternate chord, I'm trying to remember not to do that, but as a player myself, I know what the chord sequence is, and I just kind of go where my fingers want to go. The most important thing to pick up is the pattern that your fingers are playing, and then you can apply it to any variation of the chord that you want and that sounds good to you. So I apologize for that, but I just caught myself in the middle of that going to an A minor 7th and realized, boy, I better say something about that. So once again from the top, here we go. Okay, and so then the last thing that you're going to have happen is we're going to come down here to a lower G octave, and you're going to play kind of a really fast arpeggio, G, B, D, G, and the rhythm that you're going to play after that is strum, bump, bump, strum, brum, bump, okay? And underneath here, we just go to... Okay, now, to pick up for the next verse, 1, 2, da, 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 da. What are we doing up here, okay? So we come clear up from this guy, we're going to jump up an octave and then another octave. Okay, so this high D and high G together. And it's da, 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 da. So basically, this G only gets played in unison with this D. Bum, and then it's D, E, D, G, or D, E, D, B, ba, da, da. I guess I also am playing it with that B. Ba, ba, boom. Ba. Okay. Ba, da, 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 da. Ba, da, ba, 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 da. And then it goes to kind of a funky sound here, which is B flat and E together, kind of a bluesy thing. Ba, ba, da. B flat and E together. Ba, ba, ba. B flat, A, G. And then G and E. And then D. Kind of fun when you play it fast. So that's what's going on there. So let's just do the whole darn thing about 3 times through, nice and slow, and then we'll move on to the next part of the tutorial. again. One more time. Alright, when you get it up to speed, it'll look like this. Oops. Not like that. My mistakes aside, it's a fun line to play, so have at it. Hope you have fun with it, and I will see you in the next segment.